What in the world is going on, everyone? I'm Don Ferguson, and welcome to the Teeqlife Cantina Bar for a brand spanking new episode of Something New. What are we trying today? What do I get to put my hands all over? Look at that. A whiskey, Greenwood Whiskey. This is a high rye whiskey. We don't really get a lot of whiskeys. I think people think all I do is drink tequila. I don't. You can look at behind me. You can see all kinds of spirits, but I don't get enough whiskeys to try on this platform, and I'm kind of perplexed why. If you've been living under a rock for the last 1 million years, whiskey was the biggest spirit in the world at one time, with origins dating back to the 13th century. Enough of the history lesson. Let's get back to Greenwood Whiskey. We are going to use a Glencairn. You have to use a Glencairn glass when it comes to drinking some whiskey, especially a high rye, because you want to get... Ooh, baby, it's going to be a good episode. Look at that pour. Look at what I did. Let's talk the particulars before we taste. Now, this is a high rye. Like I said, it's aged about 3 to 4 years in used American oak barrels. That's pretty customary in the whiskey, category. It is produced and distilled in Indiana, and this is a black-owned brand. 4 friends came together, wanted to do something different, get out of corporate, and have fun. What better way to have fun than to create a whiskey? Color. Oh, it is a golden ring like at the Olympics. Look at that. It's almost like a gold medal going on here in the lights here in the Teeqlife Cantina studio. It's just radiating. It's got a little hint of, I would say, like golden red. In the bottle, it's got a deeper, rich color. Not too much like a medium set brown, but there's a lot of illumination going on here. And it's really nice. I'm looking at the tiers that are slowly cascading down. It's got a medium tread on it. And this is an 84 proof whiskey. And like the higher the proof, the slower the legs are going to come down. This isn't an overproofed whiskey. This is right in the middle. And some of these whiskeys, they're just really getting obnoxious with it. 145,000 proof. Come on, who can drink that? Yep. Really nice color, light golden, and let's just go in for the nosing now. Oh yeah, this is a high rye. We're gonna talk, man, it's really permeating. So this is a 51% rye, 49% corn. So you're really getting, I'm getting a slight smoke right off the rip. So that barrel, I would say that it's probably a charred barrel. They're using, used barrels. So you're going to get some hints of whatever was in it before, probably whiskey. But yeah, there's a nice sweetness to it. I'm picking up that corn. That rye is really shining through, but it's very, very well balanced, especially with the alcohol content. So there's nothing, coming up and kickboxing me in the pupil, and as I'm going to be swelled up. Nothing like that's going on. This is very, very nicely blended. It's got a nice caramel resonating in it. I'm picking up some butter tones, so like a caramelized butter. I mean, it's just really, really rich. Oak barrels on the back end. Vanilla. That rye is just really, really raising up. And you know what? I've, in the past, not been the biggest fan of a rye whiskey, but I've had some recently that has started to change my mind. Yeah, there's a nice rye spice to it, almost like a cinnamon nutmeg mix. It's like fall. And, I do think about fall, drinking whiskeys. A lot of people do, but I drink them all year round. It doesn't matter to me. Yeah, very nice nose, very balanced. Let's go in for taste number 1. Okay, I'm doing a little bit of the chew. If you're a whiskey fan, you know about that chew. Kind of opens it up, but the first one is just to kind of coat the palate. That's what we always say. However, this has a lot of nice things going on. Before I get to that, let's talk a little bit about the name. Where did they come up with Greenwood? That whiskey is just swimming around on my taste buds. It's really nice. I think you're going to like this, but we got to talk about Greenwood. Where did the name come from? It symbolizes celebration of community, success, entrepreneurship, and excellence. And those, my friends, are the pillars of the historic Greenwood District neighborhood in Tulsa, Oklahoma. As I said before, this is a black-owned brand, and the owners, they wanted to pay homage to that district, which was referred to as Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street was the largest concentration of black-owned businesses in 1921. Greenwood, see the connection? Love a good story. Now that I coated the palate, let's do number 2. Very nice. Very little pepper, but you're getting some of that spice from the rye. Sweet corn is just elevating everything. So you're getting a sweetness with a hint of that spice of the rye, and it is blended extremely well. Not high on the alcohol content, so the ethanol is not shining through, and kind of like giving you a vice grip chokehold, the G.I. Joe Kung Fu grip. Nothing like that going on here whatsoever. Now remember, this is 84 proof, so it's not super high whatsoever. But let's dig deep into the trenches, and that's why I love to use a Glencairn, because it just opens up so much, and every sip you get a little something different. 3's a charm. You're getting a clean, silky, taste profile. It's a little creamy, buttery, and I think it goes back to like the caramelized butter that I was talking about. Yep, in the aromas. On top of it, there's a nice caramel in there. You're getting some oak. I'm now getting, and that's what I love about the third sip, getting some citrus. So like some tangerine, some clementines, not that overly sweet orange, but something a little bit more subdued. Dried sweet cherries are just, oozing up. Maybe a little hint of chocolate. Got some toffee going on. This is very, very complex. And what I saw online, I think the price point is really ridiculous, meaning ridiculous in a good way. But we got to finish this up. Well, I got a lot to finish up. So we're going to do like 4. We're going to do number 4. Getting my whiskey on. Woo, it's due time, but I really like this. Nice little hint of smoke, getting that sweetish finish. Not sweeten, sweet-ish. Whatever, follow along. Nice caramel, you got that spice from the rye. And even though this is a high rye, it's not crazy. I've had some ryes that, they leave a funky taste in your mouth. They're a little funny. I just don't like it. Maybe a little peaty. You got that moss in it, like a scotch. But I'm telling you, this is super nice. If you're a cigar smoker, pairs extremely well. If you are just a whiskey drinker, pairs extremely well. 2 of them in your hand, get the pair. I would do a 5th, but, I don't want to overindulge while I'm on the camera. But that caramel, it's just really, really resonating. It's just lingering around. It just exudes a nice flavor profile. So Greenwood Whiskey, Teeqlife approved. Yep, it is. Would I buy this? Absolutely. Am I sharing this with some friends so they know about it? I 100% am. So my glass is not down to the down yet, but a good whiskey or a good tequila, something is just so impressive. You want to sip, you want to savor, you want to take your time. It took time to make this, 3 to 4 years aged, come on. And that wraps up another episode of Something New here in the Teeqlife Cantina. If you want to see what's coming up on future episodes, be sure to follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We always try to show what's coming up on future episodes. If you're a brand owner and you want to get your bottle right here where Greenwood Whiskey is, be sure to email us. Or if you want some recommendations, I can take care of that too. Life's too short to drink bad liquor, people. Choose wisely. We'll see you on the next episode. I don't drink bad liquor. Okay, number 5.